Welcome to another episode of the Sulcata Tortoise. A day in the life where we take a closer look at these incredible creatures right here in my own backyard in Houston, Texas. These are Sulcata tortoises, which are one of the tortoises that are the largest tortoise species in the world, and sadly, one of the most endangered. As you can see, this one is very interactive with its humans. It loves to play and engage. Today we're going to explore how they live, what they eat, and share some fun facts about them. So, let's get started. Here they are, doing what they do best, grazing. Sulcatas are true herbivores, and their diet mostly consists of grasses. In fact, their love for grazing is crucial to their survival. In the wild, they roam the dry savanna of Africa, where they feed on tough, fibrous grasses. Their powerful jaws and beak-like mouths make it easy for them to tear through vegetation. But as you see here, this is just St. Augustine grass, which they tear through quite easily. Did you know that the Sulcata tortoise can grow up to over 200 pounds or more? They're actually the third largest tortoise in the species of the world, only surpassed by the Galapagos and the Alberta tortoise. But even though they start small, about the size of a ping pong ball when they're hatched, they grow fast, especially during their first years of life. Hello, I'm 11, and my name is Frankie. Here in my backyard, these two are always on the move. They're constantly searching for the next patch of grass. It's almost like having living lawnmowers, except these guys are slow and they don't make much noise. They are capable of grazing for up to hours at a time, and while they love grass, they'll also eat other vegetation like hibiscus leaves and dandelions. They're pretty good at keeping the yard trimmed. Actually, I haven't had to mow my backyard in about a month. Sulcatas are native to the southern edge of the Sahara Desert, so they are well adapted to hot, dry climates. But here in Houston we get plenty of hot weather, so they do just fine. However, in the wild their numbers are dwindling due to their habitat loss, mostly because of human expansion. They're considered a vulnerable species now, meaning if things don't change, they could face extinction. Sulcata tortoises are also very efficient when it comes to water. In the wild, they get most of their hydration from their foods that they eat. But when they find water, they'll drink deeply and store it in their bodies. They can actually survive for long periods without drinking, which is important for living in such a dry, harsh environment. Actually, we've had these ladies for about 3 months, and I've never seen them take a drink of water. Here's a fun fact for you. Sulcatas are actually expert diggers. And in the wild, they create burrows that can be up to 10 feet deep. They do this to escape the extreme heat of the day, staying cool underground. Even in my yard, they love to dig, especially when they're trying to make a cozy spot to rest. But I've made sure that they have plenty of space and a proper burrow to retreat to when they need it. Actually, this one down here is probably 10 to 15 feet deep, and as you can see, she's actively burrowing right now. Here's another area that they dug to stay cool in the middle of the day. And here's another area that they dug to stay cool in the middle of the day. And this was another area that they dug to stay cool in the middle of the day. And this was an area that they dug to stay cool in the middle of the day. Watching them walk is quite fascinating. They move slowly, but they move purposefully. Sulcata tortoises have strong legs, almost like tiny tree trunks, and thick, with scaly skin that helps protect them from predators. As you can see there, she's got her dinosaur bumps. That's what we call them, mate. Even though they're slow, they're not defenseless. Their thick shells and powerful legs can help them fend off threats. Plus, when they feel threatened, they can retreat fully into their shells, which is like wearing built, heavy body armor. Another quite amazing thing about the Sulcata tortoise is their lifespan. In the right conditions, they can live up to 70 years, even all the way up to 120. Yeah, you heard that right. These tortoises could be around for generations. That's part of the responsibility of having them as pets. You're committing to a lifetime of care, which is why I'm constantly learning how to keep them healthy and happy. For this tortoise here has been alive for 11 years, and her name's Poppy. One thing I've always noticed about my Sulcatas is their incredible determination. Look at how they tackle this burrow here, and how they eat their grass. They know exactly what they want, and they won't stop until it's gone. Their teeth are actually located far back in their mouths, and their jaws are powerful enough to crush through plants with ease. Don't let them bite your finger, 'cause it does hurt. Ask my 5-year-old daughter. Sulcata tortoises are mostly solitary animals, unless you've got a beagle friend back there, as you can see. But they do have some social interactions. Occasionally you might see them nudge each other or even try to show dominance, especially when competing for food or space. But for the most part, they're content to graze alone, minding their own business, while cutting my grass. Here you can see she's just taking a break. Like all reptiles, Sulcata tortoises are cold-blooded, which means that they rely on the environment to regulate their body temperature. On hot days, they'll seek shade or rest in their burrows to stay cool. While in the cooler weather, they'll find a sunny spot to bask up and warm up, so they can get moving to fill their bellies. It's incredible to think about how much history and survival these animals can carry within them. From the vast African savannas to my own backyard here in Houston, Texas, they've adapted and thrived for thousands and thousands of years. But they need our help to ensure that they continue to survive in the wild. By learning about these gentle giants, we can all play a part in protecting their future. Thank you for joining me in this episode of the Sulcata Tortoise, A Day in the Life, a docu-series. I hope that you've learned something new about these amazing animals. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more episodes, where we'll explore even more into their caves, behaviors, and the challenges they face in the wild. I'll see you next time. Documentary series are always nice, but I'd like to leave you with a call to action. You can learn more about how you can help protect the endangered species like the Sulcata tortoise by visiting your wildlife conservation websites, and consider supporting habitat prevention efforts. Thank you, from Poppy.